Strength is rarely loud. It does not always announce itself. It does not seek attention. And often, the strongest people in the room are the quietest. Mental strength is not built through motivation. It is built through habits. Silent habits, repeated daily, unseen by most people, but powerful enough to shape a life. Here are 7 silent habits mentally strong people practice. 1. They control their reactions. Mentally strong people understand something most people ignore. You cannot control everything that happens, but you can control how you respond. When life becomes chaotic, they do not panic. When criticized, they do not collapse. When challenged, they do not react emotionally. They respond intentionally. Because reaction is impulse. Response is power. Weak minds are controlled by circumstances. Strong minds stay centered inside them. And that changes everything. 2. They protect their focus. The mentally strong treat attention like gold. They do not give energy to every distraction, every opinion, every notification, every drama. They know scattered attention creates scattered lives, so they protect focus. They choose depth over noise, priorities over impulses, purpose over distraction. Because where focus goes, life follows. And disciplined focus becomes silent power. 3. They embrace discomfort. Most people run from discomfort. Mentally strong people grow through it. They understand discomfort often means growth is near. Hard conversations, hard discipline, hard choices. They do not avoid these things. They lean into them. Because comfort weakens, challenge sharpens, and every time you choose discipline over ease, you strengthen character. Mental strength is built where comfort ends. 4. They do not seek constant validation. This is rare and powerful. Mentally strong people do not need applause to continue. They do not need approval to believe in themselves. They move in silence. They build in silence. They improve in silence. Because they understand validation can become addiction, and addicted people become controlled people. But self-respect creates freedom. The strongest people often need the least recognition, because their confidence comes from within, not from the crowd. 5. They master their thoughts. This may be the deepest habit of all. Mentally strong people do not believe every thought. They question fear. They challenge doubt. They refuse to let negative thinking become identity. They understand thoughts can lie. Fear exaggerates. Insecurity distorts. Emotion clouds judgment. So they observe thoughts without obeying all of them. That is self-mastery. Because if you cannot govern your mind will govern you. And that is dangerous. 6. They stay disciplined when feelings fade. Anyone can act when inspired. Few act when motivation disappears. That is where mentally strong people separate themselves. They continue when they don't feel like it, when progress feels slow, when nobody is watching. Because they do not rely on mood. They rely on standards. And standards build consistency. Consistency builds identity. Identity builds power. Discipline is not what they do. It becomes who they are. And that silent consistency changes destinies. 7. They spend time in solitude. Most people fear silence. Mentally strong people use it. Solitude helps them think clearly, reflect honestly, reset emotionally, understand themselves. Because noise can distract you from yourself, but silence reveals you. And those who can sit alone with their thoughts often develop uncommon strength, because inner peace is not found in constant stimulation. It is cultivated in stillness, and stillness creates depth. These habits may seem simple, but simple does not mean weak. Simple, repeated daily, becomes transformation. That is how mental strength is built. Quietly, patiently, habit by habit. And notice, none of these habits are flashy. No grand performance, no dramatic display. Just inner discipline, repeated over time. That is real strength. Not domination, not aggression, not pretending to be fearless, but remaining steady when life tests you. That is strength. And maybe the reason mentally strong people seem different is because they win battles others never see. The battle against distraction, against fear, against comfort, against weakness, against their own mind. And those are the hardest battles. Because conquering the world means little if you cannot govern yourself. But conquer yourself, and everything changes. Maybe mental strength is not about becoming harder, but becoming deeper, calmer, sharper, more disciplined, more free. And these silent habits create that. So ask yourself, which of these habits do you already have? Which ones are missing? And what would happen if you practiced even one of them daily? Because strength is not born in one moment. It is built in repeated decisions, quiet decisions, invisible decisions. The kind nobody applauds, but the kind that shape powerful people. And perhaps that is the secret. Mentally strong people are not extraordinary because they are different. They are extraordinary because they practice ordinary disciplines most people ignore. Silently, daily, relentlessly. And over time, those habits make them unshakable. Because a strong mind is not built through talent. It is built through what you practice in silence. And what you practice in silence eventually becomes your power.